Everybody, welcome to Katie Did Rocks. I was lucky enough to bring home 20 pounds of Lake Superior material from my recent trip to Minneapolis. And so I went through some of them, tried to find some with banding, and we cut a whole bunch. So let's see what we find.
Time to look at a few rocks. This one's kind of interesting. It's got this band right there. This one's pretty translucent. I don't really see any bands in it, although it does look like the center is a little bit different color. This one actually looks a little bit more like a Mozambique agate. I wonder if it maybe just got in the wrong place. Whatever it is, it's pretty. I'm going to put it in the tumbler. This one has some light banding. Oh yeah, no, that's not that light, is it? Look at that. Very cool. Oh, it goes all the way through. That's a good one. Have high hopes for this one because it shows banding all the way around. So let's see what's inside. Just super subtle banding. This one doesn't look very impressive on the outside, but it has kind of a red core, and it makes me wonder if maybe there's something in there. It's heavy. I cut this one to see what it is, because I was hoping maybe this red would be something inside. And, I mean, the red does go through, but basically it's sort of a granite. Really, really flaky. Lots of different types of rocks in there. But now I know. This one isn't hiding any secrets. It's got some nice banding on the outside, some quartz. Even the quartz is banded. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? Looks like a butterfly. Well, half a butterfly. Here's another one that has bands inside and quartz on the outside. Ooh, look at that. Let's see if I can get the light proper on that. Yep, there's banding right there. It goes all the way through. These are cool. Cool agates. This one was also a surprise to me. It has an eye just down at the bottom, and it does have some really pretty banding, just super light. It's neat. Oh, this one's lovely. Look at the banding all the way around there. Big quartz pocket in the middle. This one, I think if I were to polish it, I might take it down from the outside here and get a nice dome on it. This one is one of my favorites. It has this big quartz all the way around the outside, so I thought, oh, it's not going to be much as far as cutting goes. But when you open it up, the banding kind of gets bigger and bigger, so that on the very end of it, it's mostly agate as opposed to quartz. This is interesting. It's got this light colored center here. This little red nodule. You know, if I picked this up on the Yellowstone, I would think it was jasper. And maybe it is, because it doesn't have any banding particularly, but it sure has some pretty reds. Isn't that lovely? This one's interesting because it's almost a seam agate. See how that line goes just all up and down there? I think this one's probably better for tumbling. It's nice. This one's pretty cool. This has got this huge quartz pocket on the top here, and all around the bottom is this just beautiful banding. Wavy banding. One thing I learned while I was doing this is that a lot of the Lake Superior agates have quartz caps like that. I hadn't really worked with them at all before this, so this has been a really good learning experience. This is one of the teeny tiny ones. A lot of these I'm going to use my rock tumbler on and polish them as tumbled stones, especially the small ones, but I think they're really neat. There's some more of that banding. Oh, that's a pretty one. Here's another one with some really pretty banding. Like how it starts out red and then it goes to the kind of amber color there. It's beautiful. Some more very pretty banding. It's interesting how many quartz pockets there are in these. Now this one is an interesting nodule. It's got some banding here. It's got yellow little dots all over it. More banding on the end. I feel like maybe that goes all the way through. We're gonna put in our cut pile for sure. Boy, that is interesting. Yeah, I really like that one. I cut this one because it had such cool stuff on the outside, and I thought, ooh, I bet this is gonna be really good. But, oh, actually it does have some eyes in it, and some of the banding I wasn't able to see just with my own eyes, but it's not bad. It's just not as vivid as I was expecting. Oh, now this one's cool. Look at that orange center, and then the clear carnelian, or the clear chalcedony all the way around it with that kind of red streak. That's so pretty. This is a nice red. And then I turn it over, and it's got a surprise pocket on the other side. Look at that. It looks like there's some kind of clearish something on the very middle. Oh, that's neat. That's almost like it's dimensional. Wow, look at the yellow bands there. Again, it's got this huge quartz pocket in the middle of it, but look at that. Again, this one could be cut this way and then worked down, and you'd have like layers of this. Beautiful. There's just another really pretty little banded one. Boy, these are pretty good. You know, for kind of like a bulk buy. I'm just very excited about them. This little guy looks like a sandwich or something. Pretty. I'm learning a lot about what the Lake Superior agate looks like just by handling these. Got more quartz here. This is a broken piece that has beautiful kind of clear banding. Really nice. Some of these, while they don't look like all that much on the outside, have kind of hints that they might have something cool on the inside. So I'm putting them aside in a cut me pile, and so we'll cut them. This one must have flaked off a little bit. I couldn't put it back together quite properly, but that's basically what it looked like. That's lovely. Some more pretty banding. This one's interesting. It looks like it goes kind of through there and then comes out here.
This is big enough, I can cut another piece off of here and do something with that, I think.
So needed another teeny tiny tumbling stone, but look at those bands. That is just beautiful. Even this tiny one has bands on it. The camera sees better than my eyes do. Look at that, that's gorgeous. And even teeny tiny nodules have bands. That's so cool. There's another teeny tiny one. Pretty banding though. Very cool. Just going through my put into tumble pile, and I was putting this away, and then I saw this. I'm like, how did I miss this? Isn't that gorgeous? Definitely this is a cutter and not a tumbler.
This is the one that I really thought was going to be a winner chicken dinner when I saw this on here. But apparently it's possible to have color just on the outside. This does have some banding, but nothing like this. I actually am going to try to polish this side of it, maybe cut it like this and try to polish this side and see how that looks.
This is kind of cool. It's got these little pseudomorphs here sticking out, little fingers. Big, huge crystal pocket. This is funny. I found this while we were in the store, so I asked the guy about it. This is actually a Montana agate that I traveled all the way to Minnesota to get. This one is already tumbled, but it's got some kind of interesting red inside. I think I'm going to go put that aside and cut it open, because I can always retumble it, but I want to see what's inside. It's another kind of little one, another sandwich rock. This one's really interesting. It looks like something got cracked and then it was filled with the red agate material. Neat. This is kind of cool. I don't think it goes very deep. It's just kind of on the surface, but I like the orange bands. I was just thinking that maybe I would try cutting this one too, because it's a nice nodule. And then I turned it over and look at that. It's got some banding all the way through it. Cut that right in half this way.
Those are pretty. Can make some nice earrings.
This is cool. This is just a little kind of not all that impressive stone, but it has some beautiful bands all the way around. Wow, look at this one. It's got the eyes in it. That is really pretty. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eyes.
This is one of my favorites. I really, really like the way this one turned out. Probably make something out of that. Well, I can't really tell too much about this one, but it's a nice nodule. I'll put it aside to cut. It's got some possible potential. This is that one I cut apart just to see what was inside these funny little nodules that I didn't recognize, so we'll just take a look at it. Looks like maybe some kind of conglomerate with agate in it as well. It's a nice nodule with bands around a quartz pocket. Looks like on that side it's got red. Might have something more interesting inside of it. This one's interesting. It's got a lot of quartz in it, but it the quartz is kind of swirled around with the red stuff. I think I'm gonna have to cut this one for sure, just to kind of see what's what. It could be really nothing, or it could be something really cool. Some nice kind of subtle banding there. You can see it goes all the way around the quartz, but it almost looks like some shadow banding, but in red. I've never seen red shadow banding before. And then here, I really like that. And there's a little island inside the quartz, and then the banding goes around the outside. Pretty. This one is a nodule that's completely red on the outside. There's some variegation in the red, but not a huge amount, except for like right here. But because I don't really know too much about these agates, I want to cut some that don't have obvious markings to see if maybe there's something inside that I'm missing. This nodule looked so promising to me. Thought maybe there were some bands in there that were hiding, but look, it's just red. Still, it's very, very hard. Take a nice polish, I'll bet. Just wanted to show you this cool little bitty one. I absolutely love this one. It's probably not big enough to cut. It may have been tumbled already. I think it has. Oh, look at those little eyes there. That's so cool. Wow, how pretty. But I'll tumble it again because I want to do them all together, so. Nice. It's another little one with some nice bands in it. Beautiful. Ooh, that's pretty. I didn't realize it went all the way around like that. This is from the iron range, I'm betting, and it's probably like layered ironstone, but I want to cut it to see what it looks like. This is that banded ironstone that was in there, and while it's not super exciting, it's still kind of cool. Some of these little ones, you don't even notice that they have bands until you start looking at them closely. Got some red there. Oh, there's some nice bands on that side too. That's nice. I'm absolutely loving this one. I'm wondering if it's what they call a peeler. I'm not real up on the lingo for the Lake Superior agates, but I love it. That is really pretty. I think that's really pretty. This one looks kind of interesting. Definitely gonna check that out anyway. Here's another really pretty banded one. The bands go straight around that quartz in the center there.
This one I think would be really nice as a dome polish where you just kind of polish the face of it. Really pretty. Here's another nodule that's just so translucent that I'm going to put it in the cut pile because maybe it has something hiding inside of it. Same thing with this one. I can see it has some banding right there and right in here and right there. So it's red and kind of knobbly on the outside, but it looks like it probably has something good inside. Some kind of cool bands. It strikes me as kind of remarkable that something this small can have these kind of bands in them. Isn't that lovely? I put this one in the tumbling material just because it's mostly quartz, but as I'm picking it up, it just kind of makes me curious how it would be if I cut it through this way. So I'm going to give it a shot. I like the depth of the quartz in this one. This one I think was one of the tumbled ones that I decided to go ahead and cut open and see what was inside. And look, there's some agate banding in there. Now it'll go back in the tumbler and be 2 tumbled rocks. This one was a big surprise. Isn't that just lovely?
I learned so much about Lake Superior agates through this process. I someday want to go hunting up in that area, and now I feel like I'm a little more prepared. I hope you enjoyed the rocks. Thanks for coming along, and keep on doing.